But then now to a top story where we had told you about the Senate Standing Committee on Health, which is expected to be meeting Cabinet Secretary of Health in relation to the shifting positions that the Ministry of Health has taken with regards to the emergency authorization for the importation and distribution of the Russian-manufactured Sputnik V COVID-19 vaccine in Kenya. Now, the Zoom meeting has been slated actually for tomorrow, so actually for today, and so any time from now we will be plunging into the meeting to follow the proceedings of that meeting that is supposed to be held between the Senate Health Committee and the Ministry of Interior, just to shed more light on the Sputnik V COVID-19 vaccine that was already in the country, was already imported into the country, and its distribution had already started in terms of injection. And you've seen several prominent faces on social media just saying that they have already taken that vaccine, which has caused a lot of uproar, especially with those who've taken the jab after the government gave that statement about that Sputnik vaccine. And so that is the reason as to why the Senate Health Committee is meeting the Ministry of Health, especially the CS, just to shed more light on it.
Reading before us has been prepared by the technical committee, not signed by the CS, neither is it even from the CS. So I think it will not be in order for us to admit a statement that is not signed by the CS, neither is it prepared by the CS. With all due respect, I want to thank the ministry for having appeared before us, but according to our standing orders and according to our procedures, if you are reading a statement from the CS, it should be signed by the CS himself, and so you are speaking on his behalf. You are just reading it on his behalf.
Thank you, Chair. If you will allow me just to step in, I want to make a clarification, and it seems that we are saying that this statement has not been, the CS has not participated in the development of this statement. When we as a ministry receive queries from the Parliament, these are queries that are directed as the ministry as a whole. The ministry then engages all the relevant key partners together with the leadership to prepare these statements. So it would be incorrect to say that the CS has not been involved in the preparation of this statement. I think the CS has very much been involved in this statement, so have the other leadership here, as well as the technical team. The only thing is, yes, the statement has not been signed by the CS on account of him not being able to be available for this virtual meeting. Thank you, Chair.
Mr. Chairman, maybe just to rebut on what the CAS has said, I think the letter which was sent to the Cabinet Secretary required him in person to be able to clarify statements that he made on this committee, which he flip-flopped on the answer that he gave. And when I say yes, I agree with you that when it comes to matters where when you receive queries from Parliament, the entire team sits down and prepares responses. The technical team, the policymakers, the accountants, the PS, prepares the responses to those questions. But when it comes to a personal nature where the CS, and I don't know whether you are aware of the issue that we want clarity, the issue is very simple. We had asked a simple question, whether there's any company that has been licensed to import vaccines. The CS said no. Later on, he came in and said yes. And then after that, he flip-flopped again and said, and issued a statement and said, it is cancelled. So really, we wanted that clarity. So I don't know how we proceed with a statement that has not been signed because of liabilities. So, you're accountable for what you say.
Yeah.
Yes. Senator Moka.
Chair, I thank the CAS. He has already told us that they work closely with the CS because there are some things which they need. There's some task force and some experts. I think if they work together with the CS, now that the CS is not here virtually, let us allow the CAS to take us through whatever that will not understand or whatever he will not be able to answer. We have an opportunity to call the CS now that he is engaged somewhere. Then the CS will come and clarify. I think let's just give him time. He takes us through what he has. For the things that he can't attend to us, we can as well call the CS at an appropriate time.
Chair, Senator Manga here.
Senator Manga, karibu.
Asante. Can I contribute?
Proceed.
Can I go on?
Proceed, Senator Omanga.
Chair, I don't think we really have luxury of time to ask, then someone else comes. I think it's the CS himself who was here to answer that. So if you were to ask me, if it were me, I think the CS should be here.
All right, so that is the Senate Health Committee, questioning as to whether the committee needs to continue having their sit-down on questioning of the importation of the Sputnik 5 vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine into the country. They're saying that session needs to be adjourned until the CS for Health, Mutahi Kagwe, avails himself in person to answer their questions. But right now, the CAS for Health, Dr. Rashid Aman, is actually convincing that committee that the letter that you're actually seeing on your screen has the contribution of the CS for Health, Mutahi Kagwe, despite not having his signature. So he's telling them that I'm in a position to actually answer all your questions concerning the Sputnik 5 vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine. So allow me to take a short commercial break here on KTN News Center. When we come back, we shall be going back to that Senate committee.